My name is Rachel Stein. I'm a PhD student at the University of Idaho. Today I'm going to talk about curriculum that I recently developed and implemented with my co-authors, introducing undergraduates to Lidar remote sensing. Remote sensing technologies have become essential across natural resource disciplines to track and predict weather, produce land cover maps, track wildfires, etc. As with other remote sensing technologies, Lidar remote sensing is becoming more widespread. Lidar systems use laser pulses and their returns to gather three-dimensional data about physical structures and create 3D point clouds, highly accurate 3D models of the measured structures. Lidar has been used to create 3D topographic and benthic maps, to measure and predict habitat of both vertebrates and invertebrates, to quantify forest biomass and carbon sequestration, and to map aerosols in the atmosphere. Not only are natural resource students likely to encounter Lidar and use it in their careers, it is already affecting their lives. For example, Lidar data are now being integrated into Google Street View and Google Earth. Even the iPhone 12 Pro includes a Lidar scanner within the camera block, which is used to enhance implementation of virtual reality applications. Despite the clear importance of Lidar, undergraduates typically receive limited exposure during their education and are rarely given opportunities to experience it. We offered a one-credit experiential course to wildlife students at the University of Idaho focused on my research assessing habitat selection by red squirrels, Tamiasciurus hudsonicus. Lidar data is essential to this research, and a key feature of the course was introducing students to Lidar through an experiential curriculum. I provided a one-hour introductory lecture in which I explained the basic mechanism of Lidar, discussed the importance of three-dimensional structure to ecological research, provided examples, and discussed how we would use Lidar in our class and research. A majority of class time was devoted to fieldwork. Students joined me at my field site at the University of Idaho Experimental Forest for 2 days. They helped me find and measure red squirrel middens, larders where the squirrels hide their food. Students assisted with general habitat measures such as assessment of midden size and tree stand composition, and also helped me gather data with our lab's terrestrial laser scanner. In addition to the lecture and data collection, I also developed a Lidar tutorial in which students learned how to manipulate and process point clouds. Students first interacted with point clouds in Cloud Compare. They learned how to display the data, move it in 3 dimensions, and manipulate and alter the point cloud, for example, by removing non-relevant data. Students then imported the data into Program R, where they used the packages Lidar and ViewShed 3D to conduct data processing relevant to the project. In my research, I am using Lidar data to estimate the viewsheds accessible to animals. The viewshed refers to all the sightlines available to an animal and their spatial extents relative to surrounding structure. Students learned how to measure and quantify viewsheds, as you can see here. This is a viewshed measured within a forest point cloud. The red sphere denotes the position from which the viewshed is being measured. In other words, it is the position of the animal. The blue and white points are Lidar data points. The white points are those at the ends of measured sightlines. Students produced a viewshed graph in addition to a 3D viewshed. The graph displays the percent of unobstructed sightlines as a function of distance. To quantify the viewshed, they calculated the area under the curve, which I have defined in previous work as the viewshed coefficient. At the end of the course, students participated in an anonymous survey in which they reflected on the class and their learning. Results from the survey showed that, except for fieldwork, students valued the Lidar curriculum as both the most useful to their career goals and most engaging class activity. In the survey, one student stated, "In this class, I was looking to get a general idea of not only how to use Lidar in the field, but how to analyze the data after collection. With those goals in mind, I was able to do this by first collecting the data in the field and then pairing that with actually running through the Lidar tutorial. It really gave me a good understanding of how Lidar can be used." Our curriculum demonstrates that even short courses may provide opportunities for experiential learning in remote sensing technologies useful to natural resource students.